Hey, I'm Shane. In this video I'm going to do an overview of the Icebreaker, the exotic sniper rifle in Destiny. I'll talk about the stats of the gun, the skill tree, and compare the different recoils you have side by side, and I'll talk about how I use the gun. Right off the bat though, I'm going to say, if Xur is selling this gun, buy it. Right away. Otherwise you get this gun as a random drop, and you want the Icebreaker. So get it. The gun itself, the looks of it looks kind of like a thin chainsaw. What I assume is a cooling system along the side of the gun, as it is called the Icebreaker, and it has solar damage. I assume that's a cooling system it has on it. But this gun looks very unique compared to other weapons in the game. It has a very high-tech look to it, very jagged edges and everything. It's very identifiable if you have this weapon. The shots make almost laser-like trail behind them, and the sound of the gun sounds almost like a needle firing from a gun. So you'll know if someone has it nearby you. The Icebreaker does solar damage, and it's a very high impact sniper rifle. If you're going to be playing in the Crucible, you'll hit targets for like 90% of their health, and in the Raid or Strike it's going to be staggering opponents and one-shotting the low tier enemies, which is a very useful trait to have. The main thing that the Icebreaker has going for it is that it has infinite ammo. This means that it has a max ammo capacity of 6 shots. You cannot reload this weapon though. Your ammo comes back every 5 seconds. The first 3 upgrades you have for this gun are the recoils, and I'll talk about those later. The next upgrade is called Mulligan, which gives you a 5% shot to have a shot you fired and miss come back to your clip. This is nice for the Icebreaker because you don't have much ammo, but it's only 1 in 20 chance, and I hope you're not missing 20 shots before you need more ammo. So don't expect it to happen and don't rely on it. The next 3 options you have are Quick Draw, which allows you to aim the weapon quicker, Lightweight, which allows you to move quicker while using the gun, and Snapshot, which allows you to aim down sight quicker. Usually I use Snapshot here because I don't typically find myself moving quickly with the gun, and I don't find that I need to have the gun equipped quickly either. So Snapshot allows me to aim quicker, which is the most useful thing I find. All of these don't have a huge effect besides the movement speed. If you're a slow character, you can use that, but I'm not usually running a slower character, so I don't want that extra agility with a sniper rifle, which you shouldn't really be running around with anyways. The last upgrade for the gun is the Icebreaker Perk. This causes enemies to have a small solar combustion after they die. It does solar damage, and it has a teeny little animation which causes the enemies to go out in a little poof of orange flame. It's very similar to the Firefly perk, but the difference is that you can get body shots on the enemies, not just critical shots. The trade-off is it's a very small explosion and doesn't do much damage. It will cause enemies to stagger sometimes, but it's overall not that useful. It's just a fun little thing to have. The next are the recoils. You have 3 to choose from: Accurized Ballistics, Field Choke, and Linear Compensator. Accurized Ballistics provides the most range, but it has a very neutral stability. Field Choke provides the most recoil and more range even, and then the Linear Ballistics causes the most predictable recoil with the least range. Of these 3, I'm usually using the Linear Compensator because it has the most stability to it and it causes you to have the most predictable shots. You don't really need more range with the Icebreaker because it's already a super long range weapon. Online, the Icebreaker is a decent sniper. Is high impact, which I said earlier, which allows you to take out a lot of health on an enemy, and if they have 1 or 2 shots on them by one of your teammates, you can take them out in 1 shot, though it is usually typically a 2-shot body to kill an enemy. If you're not an accurate shooter, you might be better off with a high stability sniper. If the explosions that cause from the Icebreaker perk aren't very useful online because no one's ever that close to each other to get the teeny amount of damage it does. I suggest you don't really use this weapon online because also the ammo capacity is pretty awful. Every time you respawn you have 0 ammo and you have to wait 5 seconds before taking a shot. And if I'm going to be trying to kill an enemy right when I spawn, which happens every so often, I find myself being crippled by the lack of sniper ammo I have in my inventory. But if you want to have fun, by all means use this gun. It's not bad, it's very fun to use. In the story, however, strikes and raids, the Icebreaker is like a must-have weapon. And that's why I said if Xur is selling it, you should buy it. Most people regret not purchasing this weapon and not having it, and I almost have an issue that I feel like I'm crippling myself by not using this weapon in a raid or a strike, because it's just that good. It's a high damage and high impact, making it tear through enemies. You have infinite ammo, which means you don't have to actually move from the camping spot you're in, which is awesome if you're trying to cheese an enemy. Most boss cheeses require this almost. And in conclusion, the Icebreaker is pretty much a class of its own for story. It's a very useful gun to have, and I highly recommend you trying to get it if you can. Thanks for watching the video though. If you have any questions, just drop a comment below. I'd love to answer them. And please consider subscribing and checking out my other gun reviews if you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching though, and I hope you have a great day.